pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate's FN Hangout. I am the captain, your captain, RG3. Doing it on another Friday night. Well, I know I've been taking some time off here, but it hasn't been time off. It's been time away doing other shit. Life gets in the way every now and then, right? So this is your stream. It's always been your stream. That means you can come in every once in a while. I like to calm things down a little bit and just bring a guest on or something, or just talk out the side of my neck. But tonight it's open up for everybody. We will post the link. The link has been posted in Twitter. It's been posted in the YouTube here, and it'll be in the chat here pretty soon, I'm sure. So let's say hello to everybody real quick. Let me pull this over. And welcome, Hexicans, Pulsicans, Pulsexicans, Inkicans, and ProveXicans. Oh, yeah, lots of good stuff to talk about. Lots of good stuff. Let's say hello to everybody. Trevor Hansen, the 555. Yeah, buddy, the Cuatro Cinco. 5555. We get to talk about how good things are tonight. And I'm sure we're going to have some people dismayed, concerned, upset, whatever, but that's cool. We'll talk about that too. Crypto Ape, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Let's fucking go. Yeah. So, yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, send it out. Follow me on Twitter, Captain RG3, all that good stuff. Or don't. It doesn't matter. Hector the Protector, ahoy to you, buddy. Hey, Sandy Beach, my lady, welcome. Welcome. Always good to see you. Thanks for coming and supporting and being here. Melv, Tony, what's up, my brother? Melv, Tony, just a shameless, unthanked Hexican. No, everybody thanks Melv, Tony. Thanks for the numbers and helping out all the time, buddy. Appreciate you and your thoughts and DMs when people are feeling down. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Wank Freet, Bang Bang Pulse Gang. What's up? Yep. Peeps were asking about you in another stream today. Oh boy, what were they asking? GM. Whoa, what's going on? Where are you at? Talk to us, RG. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. That's what I usually do, is a lot of talking. I never have a lack of words. Not long, chaps. What's up? MF Safani. Oh, and Adam. My glasses are all faded out. Adam. I'm just calling Adams. Hello, Adams. Good to have you. Good to have you. Yep, December should be huge. I'd like it. ProveXicans, yeah. Briakins. Okay, we got some Briakins. Hey, what's up, Grumpy Schnauzer? Dogs, man, dog references. I have had it up to my ears in dogs. Susie Q, what's happened? Hi to the amazing RG3 SJ family XOXO. Yes. Good to have you. Thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate you all. Big week. We've got the ProveX sacrifice starting. That's got some people in an uproar, some people happy, some people don't know what the hell to do. What the heck is ProveX? All that. I'm sure that it's been gone over ad nauseum already. I got a little something here. That, what did I do with it? Where did it go? I got a little write up here. ProveX is Richard Hart's newest, no middleman, no trust needed system that finally pulls real world transactions into the blockchain the way Hex pulled time deposits on chain. instead of relying on exchanges, banks, or some sketchy third party, ProveX uses cryptographic proofs so buyers and sellers can prove they did their part. Fiat sent, crypto delivered, without ever handing over control, which is what's important to anyone else. Every time the system is used, ProveX tokens get burned, and there is a fixed supply. So it makes the supply smaller and tying real adoption directly to scarcity. And we all know how all of those things have proven to be so valuable in the crypto space. So think of it like this, guys. So Hex gave us trustless yield, right? Pulse Chain gave us a whole network. And now ProveX aims to give us trustless settlement layers or a trustless settlement layer that can replace on-ramps, off-ramps, escrow, and it's all powered by math, guys. It's all powered by the maths. No middlemen and no excuses, none whatsoever. It is the thing that is going to add another feather to the cap in Richard Hart's ecosystem. So again, this is, oh, look at, he's putting the numbers of ProveX up there. 0.00057 cents. 0.0005 cents. Now, right around where Hex was in its launching phases. I think that's where we were, right around there somewhere. Mel Tony might be able to pull that for us too. What did Hex start at for the what do you call it? The SAC, not the SAC, the I'm already forgetting. The adoption amplifier. Yes. All right. So again, this is your stream. Feel free to come in. Want everybody to come in here and chit chat and talk. I'll give you guys my 2 cents at first here if you want. So sacrifices. You know, token distribution is key to ICOs, launches, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's, what's the most fair way to do so? What's the most fair way? Well, some say sacrifices, or, free, what do they call that when they do the fair launches, all that. Well, I mean, it's token launches are hard, guys. They're hard, especially if you're on the ownership end of it. Unless you're getting ready to pull a big rug pull and you've got Kim Kardashian or somebody like that that can, pump your coin for you or whatever. And we know how a lot of those have gone. Those have always gotten those people in trouble. Just because mostly crypto bros fake those people out and rug pulled those projects and shit like that, so what's the best way to do it? The adoption amplifier was a long period of time. I thought it was a great way to do it. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't seen any way any better than any other. I know that people feel like the sacrifices haven't done them any good, only because of price. But here's the thing. Those tokens were fairly distributed to people who sacrificed their hard-earned money, while, crypto, whatever it may have been. And expectations of nothing, of no return. Maybe something, later on down the road, whatever you get. And as far as Richard's ecosystem has gone, everybody has gotten what was said could be maybe had, and they got them. Now, the problem is that most people had expectations and wanted them to be, or wanted the person to do with the sacrificed value what they wanted them to do. And That's not the case. That hasn't been the case. And so a lot of people have put a lot of their value into things in hopes that they were going to get a quick return. And that has not been the case. Now, here's what everybody should understand is that these projects are the best DeFi that's out there. Hex by far surpasses Bitcoin in its functionality, its value to crypto in general, by far, as far as its tech goes. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the best price crypto out there or anything, because we know how this market works. Guys, you've got crypto bros out there buying things like Dick with Butt and making them, needle move on that. Meme coins that mean absolutely nothing to an ecosystem. And purely speculative investments have been what's done, the most popular and the most. They get the most marketing, I guess, because let's face it, it's been extremely hard to market crypto until recently. Now it's kind of, you can go see crypto.com or all these things that, on the UFC fights, and you see all that stuff. Now they're marketing like crazy. But in the early days, it was all about word of mouth, all that kind of shit. And of course, the influencers, KOLs, they all wanted to pump this, pump that, because they were getting paid by people. And then the centralized exchanges took over, and the centralization of everything took over, and they're the ones who paid. It was pay for play and pay people to pump your shit. Now, what's interesting about all of that, so all these centralized crypto platforms that are out there and supposed DeFi platforms that are out there are being marketed by all these people, and with all this money going into them, with amazing results. So all of crypto has been pumped by that. This ecosystem is such a small, piece of the crypto space. And yet it has the best products. It has the real crypto stamp on it, let's just say, because there is nothing more decentralized than the things that Richard Hart has built. He's made them so decentralized that you can run things off of your own computer without having to go to a front end website or whatever. Everything can be operated from your own front end. You can go into the contracts and do everything if you know how to do that. That's amazing. That's what crypto was supposed to be. And of course, the whole space hasn't embraced that. Why? Well, because the powers that be don't want you to see this. They do not want you to see it. It is disruptive technology to their game that they've been running. I mean, look at what is going on with the centralized exchanges. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. They've sold out to JP Morgan Chase, Fidelity, BlackRock, guys that used to FUD this space like crazy, like get rid of crypto, like going to legislators and trying to get it banned and removed, are now taking over the game because the centralized agencies or the centralized exchanges and platforms and everything gave it to them, because they all want pay to play. They all want to make money off it. They don't want to do it the honest way. They don't want to just create something, make something really good and give it to the people. Now, some would argue that, Richard hasn't done that because of all the money that he's raised, all this money that Richard has raised. But when it comes down to it, Richard saved crypto. Like, we really have true DeFi now. We do. And nobody's talking about it. Instead, most people are whining and crying, even the people within this community that are supposed to be out there marketing for it, that are supposed to be out there backing it up, that are supposed to be out there exposing what it is to everyone. I see people whining from this community about the sacrifice phase. Richard just launched a new groundbreaking technology, or is about to launch a new groundbreaking technology, provided it works and everything. And I don't have any reason to think it wouldn't, because everything else that he's done has worked. And people are, instead of looking at the glass half full, they're looking at the glass half empty. And it's probably because their glasses are empty. I know people are tired. I know people are frustrated. I know people kind of have the right to be. But you've got to take a look when remember, when you're pointing your finger out, there's 3 pointed back at yourself. Probably the situation that you got yourself into, or the reason why you're upset is because you haven't made the gains that you were hoping or expected to make. Now, what's it going to take to fix that? Well, crying and fudding your own bags, or fudding the things that are good, is not the way to do it. The way to do it is to go out and figure out how to market this thing, to go out there and figure out how to make positive messaging, to get outbound messages going. I don't know what the answer to that is. I thought that by now we'd be talking to people in stadiums, about DeFi, because of the way things were going. But for some reason, people have embraced what is going out there in the crypto space, the centralized guys, the guys that are out there. Gosh, man, do you guys know what Binance has done? What they have done, what they've created, what they've done out there. And it's mud slung in the eyes of all of the old cypherpunks. That's not what they wanted. That's not what they were wanting to do. That's not what they wanted to see. Look at mining now with Bitcoin. Whew. Danger. 51% attack is actually possible. Like, it was like, oh, there's never going to be a probability. You're never going to have a 51% attack on Bitcoin. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, look at the news today, what you see out there, the crazy shit that's going on. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen with the mining pools and things the way they are. It can sure happen. Well, let's go to the chat room and see if there's anybody's saying that's. What's up, Pete Chad? How you doing, buddy? Just had a really good cigar, man. Wow. It was from the Pravada guys. They're kind of disruptive cigar guys out there trying to, put valuable cigars out there for pretty decent price. So I got their club. I get a few cigars a month from them or whatever. And man, I had a really good one today. It was Yellow Cello. The cellophane was yellow. It was by age like 6-7 years. It was a really good cigar. But anyway, good to see you, Pete. How about those lemons? Yeah, the old D-Live days. Gosh, remember D-Live's number one streamer was that guy, what was his name? Fuente. Man, that guy's really blown up. Nick Fuente. Wow, he's really blown up. Let's see, KD, good day. What's happening to you, my man? What's happening? So how is it linked to Pulse? I'm suppose you're asking about ProveX. Well, ProveX is going to allow you to, through cryptographic signatures, I believe, to create escrow accounts, to create peer-to-peer transactions over over Pulse Chain, without any middleman. Like you're going to be able to, without wrecking charts and stuff, trade with folks. So if somebody wants to do like an OTC trade, you can do it right there. That's how it's going to work. And it's going to also open up the door for, all these things that they've been talking about doing with real estate and all this other stuff. It's going to create an escrow account. It's going to be like you can create a contract that goes, if this happens here, then this can come. If this comes from this end here and goes in here, then this could come out and go over to here. You know what I mean? So it can create escrow for people to move crypto and fiat back and forth. And you could tie it to your bank. So that's because you can send real world value in. So that's really, really cool. Let's see. That's how it's linked. Great to see you, Wharf Daddy from Bangkok. Wow. Yeah, I was out there a few years ago. Haven't been out there since. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Boss? I hope everything's going good for you, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. One of our intellectuals in the community. But he has a certain flavor. So take a small lick first. And then if you like them, gobble them up. Let's see. Fun-based 6203 says, I bet Richard makes the SAC pulse chain cores only a few days before the rate increase. Makes the SAC pulse chain cores only a few days before the rate increase. I don't know what dude's going to do. He's got a twist and turn in everything that man does. And he does it all for good reason. All for good reason. The best lowest price that I was able to find in December of 2019 was 0.002. Oh, yeah, that's because the chart doesn't, go back to that or whatever. Let's see. Toby says, hit me up if you're still coming out to Vegas. I don't know, man. My schedule is jacked right now, being a dog, man. Taking care of a bunch of dogs right now for a friend of mine. But yeah, I will check that up. Let's see. Crypto CP, what's up? 234, boy. Good to see you too. Small licks, then open wide. Yeah. So again, this is your stream, everybody. Anybody want to jump on in? Feel free to jump in. We can have a little chat about all this. I don't know what people's thoughts are. Hopefully you come down and you can come and hang out at the Hive and help out and do whatever it takes, because that's what we're doing. So the marketing has not stopped. All of this is still in production, still going strong, still moving units, lots of units. Lots of the devices are coming in. So mass marketing is happening. It's still going. So yes, that's definite. Anybody else who wants to participate, I'm sure we have a link in there for the Telegram group for the Hive. Anybody who wants to volunteer can go in there, get yourself on the schedule. You want to come out and hang out with us for, a little bit, a day, 2, a week, come once a week, every month, or whatever. There is a schedule available to get you on and put you to work, doing real work, volunteer work. We're volunteering all this time, effort, energy into putting this marketing deal together. And shout out to folks that have, Hunter that's helped us by putting the van in our possession so that we can move units back and forth to where they've got to be shipped out from. All the people that have invested their time there at the Hive and just on a regular basis come out and just licking and sticking, baby, licking and sticking. We we got a lot of the units that didn't make the circulation or whatever. People returned them because they're afraid to open it, or they just changed their address or all that kind of stuff. So we got a bunch of these returns, and we've cleaned them off, removed the labels, put them back in the boxes, and got them ready to move back out. So we've been there's a lot of different type of work that can be done there. The hive is always in disarray, needing to be straightened up here, straightened up there. We're going to be moving the streaming studio that I have here over to there so that we can do some live streams from the hive, and put some like AMAs with everybody, at the table, 5, 6 streamers at a time, coming in and chatting. So we're going to be putting that together, kind of doing it like DCC does with his show, and get folks together there. So we're gonna do that. We got a little bit of room left there in the office to try and put that together. But yeah, anybody that wants to come help out with that, we've got that stuff. Let's see, what do we got? Okay. What thoughts are in there chatting? So anyway, yeah, the hive and all that is still going strong. We're still having units donated, and we're still getting them out. And whatever, there's lots of different ways that we're trying to get these units into people's hands outside of our little bubble here, which is that's what's important. Outbound messaging to people outside of crypto is what's important, and showing them how to use DeFi. Teaching them the things that got everybody excited about crypto in the beginning, because I really think that with all the things that have transpired over the last, say, year and a half, 2 years, people are kind of disillusioned with crypto, which there's been a lot of disillusionment. I mean, the market cap doesn't show that, obviously. Where is the whole crypto market cap at right now? What is it? Now, would you try and find that for me, Mel? I think, what are we, a couple trillion, something like that? A little over. Yeah, it's it's up there. So it's moving along. Crypto's moving along, but the narrative seems to have been killed. The cypherpunk narrative seems to have been killed by these centralized exchanges, and everybody looking at number go up. What the hell has happened? This thing that we all thought and wanted to be, something special, has been usurped. Oh, let me see. The camera's a little off here. Let's see. It's twist, 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 twist. And somebody bumped my camera. There we go. Yep. One more. Oh, shit. Too much. Don't want you guys to see all the stuff on the other side. 3.34 trillion. Yes. Moving up, moving nicely. Oh, that's good news. I remember when it was, just a few billion. I remember everybody was excited. Hitting that trillion mark was exciting. Now we're at 3.34. It's just going to grow exponentially. The networking effect is going to, take over. And that's when people are going to need to see that Hex is better than Bitcoin. And the ecosystem that operates and functions around it is better than all the ecosystems out there that operate and function around the other cryptos. And I'm sorry, but price doesn't reflect how good of an ecosystem Richard has built. It just doesn't. And it's sad to say, but I think that's our fault. I take blame for it. I wish I was a better streamer. I wish I could explain this stuff better. I wish I can get people more fired up about it. But I'm here to try and exploit all of you. Find the better people, keep spreading the message of true DeFi. That's the function of the foundation, the RS Griffin Foundation, is, to get the word about DeFi out there. That's what they're trying to do. They are trying to show people how to use true DeFi, how to make crypto better, how to make the world a better place using it. And according to them, Richard Hart's ecosystem is the best out there because that's what they use to educate. They use Richard's platforms to educate. And now with the new ProveX coming out, it's going to even be one more thing for them to utilize as, hey, this is what true DeFi should look like. Not that they're promoting any one thing or the other, but they know what DeFi is. And if there's nothing else out there that's DeFi, how are they going to show anybody an example of what DeFi is if they don't have real DeFi? So they've chosen to use Richard Hart's ecosystem, Hex, Pulse, PulseX, the incentive token, and now ProveX to teach and educate people on what is the right way to do crypto and do DeFi. So they've got a good mission statement on what they're doing, and I think that as time moves on, history is going to be good to this this ecosystem, and it has been 6 years now, going on 6 years, a little more, something right there, yeah. And I mean, look how long it took Bitcoin to really start moving, really get popular. So anyway, let's see. What do we got going on? Nothing. Nobody coming in. Well, I'm just going to just keep on running my freaking suck then. And I think I've hammered just about everything. Nobody got any questions? No questions? Well, let's see. Everybody just talking to everybody else? Yeah. So again, this is your stream. Feel free to come on in. And we don't talk politics, sports, religion. We talk crypto. We talk DeFi crypto only. We don't want to, mess around with the other things. We don't talk too much about meme coins or trying to pump anything. We just talk about real DeFi and what it is that you need. Look, we need, so we need to prove that these crypto cypherpunks from the early days were really onto something. And that means banking the debanked or the unbanked, giving peer-to-peer transactions a chance, solving the double spend, solving, this escrow issue. And that's what, has happened over here. That's what Richard has done. He's fixed all of those problems, a lot of them. And, there are still other things that need to be done. But he hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped putting stuff out. I mean, this time he didn't give anybody a heads up or a 2 weeks. He said, okay, here it is. This is what we have. We have proof of proof is what it is, I guess. Proof of prove that you put your crypto in here. Prove that you've put your dollars in here. Contract and math says, yep, boom, transaction done. In and out, lickety split. It is a awesome piece of the pie that has been needed and necessary. And what's funny is that all the folks in crypto, I remember the narratives in the early days. Oh, this project and this ICO is going to fix this problem or make real estate possible or make escrow payments possible, blah, 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 blah. And I haven't seen any of them do it decentralized. And now here we are. We have full decentralization of that. Let's see. We've got somebody put something in the chat here. Let's see. All right, Toby. Thanks for coming, buddy. See ya. Let's see. Wharf Daddy. Can you give us a quick overview of how best to onboard a new project or new prospect Do you have a method or process? You know, it depends on, what the situation is. You've got different scenarios. You have people, that show up to your doorstep, family members, friends, neighbors, whatever, and say, hey, I want to know about this crypto thing you're doing, and teach me, teach me, teach me. And I always tell the story of what my experience was. And I think that's what's key to this whole marketing thing that we're trying to do. Each one teach one, kind of thing. And you run them through kind of the history of, Bitcoin, why it was created, what it solved, you know, what does it mean in the real world? Because that's the other thing is crypto is so complex ish that people get scared of it and they think they don't understand it, but really they do. Most people, especially people my age, understand finance, investments, banking, all of these things. And instead of throwing acronyms and all this crazy crap at them, speak to them about, hey, here's what Bitcoin did. Well, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer transaction token that can be given from one wallet to another wallet. I mean, that's really it. That's what Bitcoin does. And so what makes that valuable? How does what is, what is the purpose of it? And you got to tell people that it removes middlemen is what it does. It removes the issues that we have with middlemen ripping us off, with banks ripping us off. And I shouldn't say that banks rip us off because that's cliche. Us calling them evil is cliche because they appear evil, but they weren't made to be evil. See, the problem with banks, the problem with centralized agencies are that they don't have any empathy for you, the customer. They don't. Why? Because it's algorithmically controlled by the shareholders. So think of it like this. Shareholder wants value out of their money that comes in. The banks, the CEOs, they all want value. So you're just a number. And they're going to try and do business in a way that benefits them, period, end of story. You are not in the equation of the banks. You're not in their equation. You do not exist to them. They could care less. Your money coming in, your buy pressure, and the shareholders are sell pressure. And be damned if they're going to do something for the buy pressure for you. They're not. They don't care. And so that creates a system where people are going to be, beat up by it. It's for the shareholders only, not for you. So you go in there and talk to them about, the banks and what the bank does and how your money is all digital anyway. So there's just a better way of doing it. And, the first instance of fixing this and fixing the double spend problem that they were all worried about is Bitcoin mining. And you just explain a little bit about Bitcoin mining, what Bitcoin was, why it is. And then I tell them how Hex is better and how Hex solves the problems that Bitcoin has created, because there are problems with Bitcoin. And so I just tell the story, and I tell the story about, how and why I got into it and why I'm advocating for it. When you have something like Hex, you have a product that beats the pants off of, long-term investment opportunities. Now I know that the interest gained or the the value that you earn from staking your Hex is at an all-time low right now. Not all-time low, but low. It still is only a wiggle in the chart again. So That's the thing with the volatile. So you get it. But anyway, I just tell them the story. I tell them why these things are better. I tell them why Pulse Chain is better as a blockchain. I tell them why a decentralized exchange is better. I tell them why something like ProveX is needed for privacy and for peer-to-peer transactions to happen, on chain with, mathematical proof that's in the code that can use itself as escrow for people's transactions. So all of these things I just explained to them because they know these things that exist in the real world, and these just replace them. They're all doing they're all doing things digitally now anyway. So it's nothing new. It's not like everybody's running around with cash and getting checks cashed and getting cash. None of that stuff's going on. So this is a better way to do finance. And that's how I explain it to them. And then I go through the onboarding process. And now that we have easier ways to do so, I do that. So anyway, I'm going to answer some more questions, but we have a guest, so I'm going to bring him in. And everybody, it is Max Asman. What's happening, my man? How you doing?
Hey, just been on break. How about you?
Yeah, well, I've been on not really a break, but I guess a hiatus from streaming just because I've been busy with other things with, the marketing project and some personal stuff going on here at the in the real life world, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's about it. So I hope that that was a quick overview, Wharf Daddy. Like I said, tell your story and then help them onboard into the proper crypto, which is DeFi. And the only DeFi that I really know of that is true DeFi is what Richard's created. So anyway, what's going on, man? You got anything to say about that?
No, I'm here to learn.
Well, good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see if I got another question. Let's see. Melf Tony is asking many. Let me put this over here. There we go. Many may feel that getting involved with ProveX could be a slight risk looking at the current overall Hex portfolio, which is all down. I'm not trying to be negative, but the chart says it all. Charts are not a reflection of the tokenomics, of the viability of the product, of the positives that this brings to the world. And we've known that for a long time. Look, I don't know what the answer is to proving that there's a better way to do crypto, other than us all talking as often as we can about what the positive externalities of all this is. The number go up is always going to be a factor in people's decisions, because people are emotional, especially with their money. They don't care what it does. They want to know what it's going to do for them when they invest in it. That's therein lies, I think, the problem. But yeah, I hear you, Mel. And however, he's still here. Hodl. What's Dorsey? What's happening? Of course. What's a T-share? Let's see. Let me see. GamHex369 said, tried to onboard my grandma this morning. I just told her the real blockchain is like the price discovery of gold times 1,000, and she got a little excited. Yeah, everybody always gets excited about the price go up thing. I mean, let's face it, that's what piques people's interest. Not all this tech, but this tech is what's the important thing when it comes down to it. This is the thing that is going to change the world of finance. Not meme coins and regulators getting a hold of it and doing stuff, but this tech that is actually going to help people move money around in a way that eliminates middlemen. That's it. Having the people own these things, especially globally, Now you've got a global community running finance in a decentralized manner, which all middlemen do is steal your money. That's all they do, is want to take your money. It's the it's the way of life. It's the way of sales. It's the way it has always been. Everybody's trying to scrape a little off the top of this, scrape a little off the top of that, and doing the least amount of work possible. If they can find a way to sham you out of your money for doing as little as possible, that's what human nature is. That's what happens. And that's what, like I said in the beginning, they don't have any, a corporation or shareholders don't have any empathy for people coming in and losing money on things. They don't, because that means money for them. That's what they're looking to do. And that's been the problem, from time immemorial, since we started doing commerce. There's always somebody lazy out there trying to take people's money. So let's see. Gam says, I want to take the innovative risk to use whatever crazy way of transacting crypto we're about to use in ProveX, and I want to make it look good and fun. There you go. I mean, I don't know how good and fun a escrow transaction is, but I mean, it's good, but fun, it's a basic necessity of commerce. It is. And this is a better way to do it. This is a great way to do it. Now you can transact with anyone, anywhere, anytime, and do it without a middleman, without having to pay those fees to somebody, and, just do your transaction and not have to do it on an exchange where you're messing with charts and stuff like that. So big purchases and stuff are going to be really, really good to do this way. Also want to validate, turn rewards into stakes, and distribute yield to my peeps. That's right. And distribute. Wait, want to validate, turn rewards into stakes, and distribute yield to my peeps. That's right. So validating is right now, when prices are down, I think validating is important. I think setting yourself up a validator, for those of you who do understand what that means, validating is just a proof of stake, which exists on which Pulse Chain is, and it replaces the old proof of work model, which in my opinion is garbage, that Bitcoin has, and removes all the middlemen, the pools, the 51% attack risk that's over there right now, all that stuff, the energy waste, the equipment costs, the barrier to entry is so high. Like, forget mining. Like, if you can almost just forget about mining. And it was surprising to see at the Bitcoin convention how many mining companies were there trying to sell their wares. It just kind of blew my mind that there were so many of them, because forget it. You're not going to be a Bitcoin miner. It's just way too hard. Let's see. Did you share your thoughts on what RH is doing with the markets being down and now looking for a new sacrifice? Candidly, I mean, he's got another product to put out. He's solved another problem, according to what ProveX is, supposed to do. So this is how he's doing it. He's doing it with a sacrifice. Now, is that successful? Are sacrifice successful? Yes, they launch projects, put tokens in people's pockets. Has nothing to do with price action. Again, nothing to do with price action. So that's my thoughts, is that, what he's been doing during the markets down, he's been working. He's obviously been working, putting things together, making things happen, putting new products out that fit within our ecosystem, that solve issues, solve problems. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. And, if you don't or can't sacrifice, then don't sacrifice. If you have had enough of that, then you've had enough of that. That's up to you. That's your thing. That's your decision to make, whether you get into something or not. Now, I'm just talking about use case. I'm just talking about what it solves, the new facet that it adds to the ecosystem. Bitchin' stuff, man. Awesome. So the other thing, this new project is not privacy. RH said that directly. Okay. It's not a tornado cache or anything, but you're going to send a transaction in, and I guess I should not speak too much on that yet, because I don't know how that's actually going to function. I don't know if the wallet addresses are going to be seen on each side. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't had a chance to do a whole bunch of research on it yet. So there's a few details that may have not been answered yet. But it's not it's not like a tornado cache. It's not that specific privacy deal. It is for peer-to-peer transactions, and to eliminate the exchange issues that are out there. Let's see. Rectangle. Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Just my 2 cents. Sacrifice phase, not including core tokens, preserving current liquidity by preventing people to pull for SAC, maximum outreach and optics, not favoring core community. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I think we've got another body in here. Nope. That was maybe SJ popping in and out of the back end there. That didn't sound right. Anyway, feel like, so Gam comes back in and says, feel like ProveX is going to be ginormous, worldwide, huge, and look who sacked. Okay. I think it's another facet to the gem here. That is the Richard Hart ecosystem. That's my opinion. It's necessary. It's another piece of the puzzle. There's other pieces of the puzzle that need to be put in. I'm sure that Richard's putting those together. He's not slowing down. He's not stopping and like licking his wounds because of price action or whatever. He's still continuing to build things that are good. Hexdeck, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Holding time in my internet money wallet has been producing gains in Pulse by producing passive dividends. I'm getting paid to wait and expect the rewards will be incremental in the future, in my humble opinion. All rewards are incremental, right? Up, down, whatever. That's what they are. And internet money is a badass wallet built on our platform. So shout out to KG for his deal. Let's see, Boca Businessman. Someone asked, and he responded, which made everyone confused on what exactly it is. Yeah, I know. It's like I said, that's one of those questions I don't want to answer yet, because I don't know deep enough, and I don't think that has been directly addressed, other than, like you said, if Richard Hart may have commented and said it's not. And by not, I think he means it's not like a direct, like, tornado cache situation. Like, there may be some privacy issues in there, or some privacy features in there, but it's not really a privacy platform like Tornado Cache, because it does other things. So, and I just don't know, how the layer is going to actually feed information back and forth through the blockchain to each of the users, the buyer and the seller. So I don't know how that works. So I think there's some kind of privacy in there versus, like full on transactional privacy. So let's see here. Max pulling a brand on me. Sitting on.
Sorry, I was reading DoNotAge.org's website. Anti-aging supplements.
Oh, you're rolling the anti-aging info across your desk while we're talking about ProveX. Okay.
I just wanted to see what new things that they have.
Oh, geez, there's so much new stuff coming out all the time in the peptide world and everywhere. I mean, just amazing.
Well, it's not what they sell aren't peptides. There are some interesting new peptides, but then have you heard of a company called BioViva?
No.
So Aubrey de Grey is on their board, and they create sorry, they have intellectual property for various anti-aging, what do you call it, treatments. So one of them is follistatin, and supposedly that helps, I forget what illness it is, but helps people who have this degenerative condition. And then it also helps people build muscle. And then they have another one that lengthens your telomeres. And so I
Yeah.
don't know if so BioViva, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of trick stuff coming out in the health world. I mean, it's they're biohacking the heck out of our bodies now, and it's going to be cool to see how it all transpires. It's going at breakneck speeds, man. Everything is just going so fast. Like there's like a new peptide coming out every week. It seems like just boom, 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 boom. And
Which companies? I haven't really seen a lot of new peptides.
well, that's the thing. It's not necessarily the companies that are putting out. You have to go out into the gray web and see everybody's, this new peptide's being researched, this new peptide's in what do they call it? Their trials mode or whatever. Like they just had that.
Clinical trials.
Yeah. For instance, they just had that retatrutide. I think that's the name of it, is like a GLP-1. That it was the triple agonist GLP, and they started doing clinical trials on it, and they were going to do a couple years or whatever. Well, they stopped right after a year. They said, "This thing's ready to go. This thing's amazing. We're taking it to market. The trials have proven, this, and that." So they launched it, and so I think that retatrutide's about to hit the market too. So yeah, it's moving at breakneck speeds.
And this is just for fat people, or is that what it is?
No, it's actually it has a lot of. I don't even think you're supposed to say it on YouTube. It has a lot of different use cases. I guess there's a lot of different effects that they're starting to see that this thing helps with. Regulating blood sugar and helping people that have certain issues with cholesterol and those kinds of things and arterial sclerosis. And so they're seeing a lot of good results from these peptides. And what's cool is they're just, amino acids and stuff that they've kind of broken down and, because the problem is that our bodies don't, as we get older and age, we don't break down amino acids as well as we did when we were younger. And so we don't use them. So that's how we start.
You mean proteins into amino acids?
Yeah. Proteins into amino acids. And then, the amino acids actually absorbing, breaking those down and absorbing the amino acids. So because there's so many different ones, your body stops absorbing some of them, and these things are helping people to get those into their body right away, and your body's able to do so. And it also I think there's a lot to do with a human growth hormone that is what the factor that the thing that makes the amino acids function and operate in your body, absorb in your body. So they say that because you start increasing your HGH levels, that it also helps your absorption of these amino acids. So yeah,
I haven't heard that one before, but I know with the amino acids that they not only function as building blocks of proteins, they have metabolic functions as well. And so, for example, there are certain amino acids like phenylalanine, I can never pronounce it, phenylalanine, that are useful for building dopamine, which is one of the neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
And then there's tryptophan, which is useful for serotonin, et cetera, et cetera. And so the problem is that you have to be very careful if you're individually dosing the amino acids, because you can screw something up really bad.
Yeah, and there's cancer risks and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that might just be with glutamate, right? So There's a hypothesis, or well, I should call it a theory, that cancer isn't a genetic disease. It's actually a mitochondrial disease, and that if you limit your intake of glucose and glutamate, then you can reduce the severity of cancer risk even if you have it. I don't know how true that is, but there are certain, I forget what it's called, it's some compound that actually inhibits glutamate being used in your body for a short while. So it's just, it's really hard to figure out what's going on with health.
Yeah, there's a lot of, just like crypto, they're figuring out how to biohack bodies like we're trying to biohack finance. Yeah, buddy. Oh, so what's your opinions on all of this going on? You take a look at ProveX yet? You've got some information that you want to pass on or no?
No, I don't really know much about it. I read the tweets and I don't really know that much about it.
Let me see what Boca's saying here. Hold on one second. So if there's no privacy and it's a project that allows two willing people to share their information and send value to each other, who is this project for and where is the need for it? Just asking, not hating. This is a sacrifice that has no roadmap of what it actually is. So hard to understand. Like I said, I can't exactly address the security or the privacy issue at this point, but my guess is there is a layer of privacy. It's just not a privacy platform, but it's going to be oh gosh, I hate forgetting this damn word all the time, but it is a layer that is going to actually proof transactions. That's what it's going to do. It's just going to proof transactions, peer-to-peer transactions, and also create escrow situation where money goes into a bucket. Bucket only releases the money or the crypto when it's, this happens or that happens or whatever. So there's a definite need for it, definitely. And it's also a way to on ramp and off ramp. You can send your wallet fiat dollars and grab crypto out the other end. So there's definitely a need for it. There's definitely a platform that's going to have a use case. Is it an end all be all? No, it's just another facet of the ecosystem. It's not anything that's any more super special than just having a blockchain, another blockchain. But it's done Richard Hart's way. Everything that he's ever put out has been decentralized and been valuable, very, very valuable to this ecosystem. Everything that he's done so far. Again, price action does not reflect, the value of the actual technology. So it is there, and I know you're not hating. Everybody says, "Oh, I'm not hating. I'm just questioning." I get it. It's keep doing your research, keep watching, you know, people who understand are probably sacrificing for it. People who don't are still on the fence and figuring out what they're going to do. And some people aren't going to sacrifice at all. I mean, it's everybody's prerogative. You got to go out there and figure it out and do your research and figure if it's something that you want to participate in. And, it's funny is like, the sack will be really, really low. It's going to be a limited supply. So the thing's going to end up probably doing extremely well and piss off the old sackers even more. So, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to tell everybody. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The game is what's creating the charts, not necessarily the player. Richard Hart has built some stuff that has a lot of value, and just because the market and what people have done with their value that they've put in or moved around, doesn't reflect on what he's done. It reflects on the damn market and what people are expecting to get out of it, and the mentality of this space, which is a get rich quick mentality, which usually doesn't help things go long term and seek value and have, market cap come in, value add, as people see the value of it come in and purchase it and move. People buy big bags of it or bags of it because they want to dump it so that they can get their Lambo or pay their, house off or whatever it is that they want to do. But anyway, let's see. Any ideas circulating supply, max supply? No, I haven't seen any of that yet. Any idea how long SAC is open for investors? I haven't even looked into that yet either. What bonus do initial investors get? It's going to be a tiered sacrifice. So you're going to get, bonuses based on, how much you SAC and all that kind of stuff is what it appears to be, just like any other SAC. I ain't giving any hard-earned dollars to that, Tyndall says. If T-shares don't do it, then we have lost the plot. Richard should stick to T-shares. Well, look, Tyndall. What do you mean stick to T-shares? T-shares are done. It's built. It's there. Marketing for Hex has not stopped. The marketing that's going out through the foundation is, marketing Hex and Pulse Chain and PulseX. They are pushing those materials out to educate people on decentralization, on DeFi. And so he's really not needing to focus on T-shares. We've got to get the word out. That's our messaging. Building things that make all these things better is what Richard does. He has a game plan of what he wants the ecosystem to look like. So he's rolling these things out as they, as he builds them. The guy's building these things. Like he's putting his money, time, effort, and others' time, effort, money into these things to build them for the ecosystem, to make Hex better. Hex is better because of all these things. We use these things like Uniswap and all this stuff because they were adequate. They worked. They did the right thing for a while, and then they stopped. It's like when he built Hex on Ethereum. It worked. It helped for a while. Then they stopped. Boom. He had to build Pulse Chain. Same with PulseX when the decentralized exchanges went sideways. So he's building things to make the ecosystem better, to make Hex better. So, it's not like he's, trying to build something new to try and make the number go up and pump everything. He's trying to make things better so that it gives value to the system that people will want to be involved in. And it's a whole different mindset than, just number go up. Oh, let's see. Just sacked live, boys. Let's go. Tell people the value of T-shares. We do that all the time. We've always told people the value of T-shares. It's the core element of Hex and why Hex works and why it's better than Bitcoin. One of the reasons why it's better than Bitcoin. Its inflation model is, beyond compare when it comes to the T-share. Now, the value of the T-share or the yield that is being generated right now is at a low, and it's not because of the value of it, or it is because of the value of everything and not because of the system. The system has adjusted, and so yeah. Let's see, not Punk X. Oh, come on. Why? Almost entire 2 paychecks. Good for you. Extremely bullish that there's less sacrifice is sell pressure after launch. Yeah, that's what it's going to end up being is, a little less sell pressure than when you get monster sacks. Okay, thank you for the perspective. Yeah, that's my perspective on it. That's my opinion. I just think that we need to let Richard focus on what Richard focuses on because he doesn't have, there's nothing he can do to the T-share. It's literally, it's closed code. It's immutable. It's done. but we just got to all keep promoting it. And, and we do have to be reminded, all of us, to talk about that, because I think that is one of the biggest benefits of the ecosystem is the T-share and how Hex inflates versus everything else. Let's see. I think this opens a door for privacy and a wallet, even though we have internet money. Well, of course, there's, like I said, Richard's kind of like going down his list, pulling things off the back burner that he feels is necessary at the time. Why wouldn't he have a wallet, a stable coin, a privacy platform? Why wouldn't he have all those things? He's just rolling them out when he thinks they're necessary. And that's what I think he's doing. And Richard is not infallible. He's not, an end all be all in the space. He's not, God or any of that kind of stuff, but he's made some pretty damn good calls, some good decisions. And, all the things that I've seen him criticized for, I haven't seen any merit in it. Price down is not Richard's fault. I don't think, it's the person, the people who sell, the people who dump. It's the sell pressure, damn it. That's what makes the number go down. It's the sell pressure, not the function of the crypto itself, and that's because of people getting in and having to sell. And it's a function of crypto. It's just what any investment sells. And when you have a lot of people selling, you have a lot of a number go down, a lot of red candles, and that's just the way it is. And that's not Richard's fault, which is, funny that people like to blame him for all these things. And, oh my God, you put out a new coin, new platform, and but he's just trying to make the world a better place, guys. That's what he's always said. So, and I get accused of, being, a Richard Homer or whatever, but I just know what he's created. And I've backed him this whole time. I've backed him the whole time. We've had disagreements. We've had disagreements and, on stream, communicating with each other and all that. But that's with everybody and anybody that you're involved with, that especially the way we're all involved, we're indirectly involved with each other, and we have our own opinions, and I don't hold any grudges for him for my fate and the things that I've done with my value in this ecosystem. And trust me, guys, we're all 90% down. we're all getting our asses kicked, and not just you, me, everyone. Richard's wallets, all of it is down, as far as crypto goes. Now, I mean, it's just the game, man. Again, don't hate the player, hate the game. You're welcome, Crypto Ape. You're welcome. Hey, what's happening? Hex down under. Afternoon to you. Afternoon. ProveX 0.0005000578. Okay. I think that's kind of where Hex started, close to somewhere around there. 3.5 or 5.6, something like that. But really close to around there. What if it 10,000 X's? Oh. All right, everybody. Let's see. Thanks for all you guys do. Hey, you're welcome. And and again, I can't. High Tech Redneck says I'm an Hexican OG. Well, good to have you around, man. The community members that are putting their head down and working and trying to market and out there streaming and doing the things that try and prove and proof what Richard's done and tell the stories. I mean, that's the people I want to take my hat off to. Those of you who are out there working, those of you who are showing up at the events, those of you who are going to the court appearances, those of you who supported, all the projects out there, the movies, and built projects on Pulse Chain, all the things that people have worked hard to try and do. my hat's off to you guys, and thanks for all that you guys do. Again, I don't hold myself. I just know that I'm just going to keep going and keep doing it. I don't, prove to or claim to be anybody special or in particular in this ecosystem. I'm just trying to do my damnedest to keep, my feet moving, keep things going. A lot of times it's stuff that doesn't work, obviously. But we weren't working as hard as we are now when the number was going up. So that's a funny thing. I don't we weren't putting any more work or effort. Richard wasn't putting any more work or effort into this when the number was moving. We were ranking up to number 3 in all of market caps out there. Like, we weren't doing it. We were just on stream hooting and hollering about how bitching and cool this was. We were all excited. That was it. We weren't doing any work. We were just out there, go, go, go. Yeah, this badass wake up in green candles to the moon. It was good stuff, you know. But now we're all working extremely hard. We're all suffering extremely grave red candles. We're suffering, working. I've never seen so many people work so hard than I've seen at the Hive. They're just busting their asses to get things done. I've never seen SJ working so hard. Everybody putting time and effort and energy in, and the returns are abysmal. But see, that's what draws the bow back. That's that kinetic energy. People say, "Oh, you were just an overnight success, RG. You were an overnight success." No, man. I worked my whole freaking life to get into an opportunity like crypto and look for it and keep going. Like, I got buddies that worked in the industry with me. I was a tradesman for many, many years, and they did their job, went home, drank some beer, sat on the couch, rapped with their old lady, went to bed, did it again the next day, and did that every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and didn't have any other ambition other than that. Me, I was an entrepreneur at night. When I got off my job, whether it was 15, 16, 18-hour day, whatever it was, I went out and put some time, effort into educating myself about new emerging technologies, entrepreneurial endeavors, investment opportunities. I did everything I could to try and beat the rat race. And after years and years and years of going through all kinds of entrepreneurial endeavors, losing businesses, network marketing, all that stuff, everything that I did was to get me to where I was at with my supposed overnight success in crypto. But if I didn't do all the things that I did, if I didn't work as hard as I worked, it would have never put me in front of this opportunity. It would have never put me, if I didn't do all the things and make all the mistakes and have my heart and my vision in the right place in crypto, I would have never met Richard. I would have never looked into him. I would have never bought into what it was that he was doing. But because of who I was and what I did and the work that I put in, I saw what he was putting out. I saw what he was doing. And that's why it became successful. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, Mel, thanks for the stream. Appreciate you too. Good night, Sandy. Thank goodness I have several wallets. Only thing saves my ass. Yeah. Just diversify your own stuff around, not diversify into stuff, but keep your crypto from, if you do have a mistake, accident, hack, whatever, it's good to do that. Thanks for the stream. RH is the goat of crypto. I believe so. And, with that, I'm going to call it an evening. Thanks, Max, for coming. I appreciate it, man. Sitting there pulling a brand on me. I don't know if you guys remember the early days. We had Balliot Brand. He would come in, sit down on the couch, and just stare at the camera, and he would just look at us and kind of hang out. So, and that's kind of what the stream was for. It was for hanging out and just chit chatting. All right, everybody. Appreciate you coming. It's good to be back streaming a little bit here and there. Hey, ProveX is another facet of this awesome thing that Richard has given us, which is true DeFi. I'm sure there are more facets that are going to be carved into this thing. Keep an eye out. Look, always do your research, know what you're getting into, know how much you can invest, know that these things, could prove to be valuable or invaluable to other people out there. And the number may stay, go, move, jump, bang, high, low, whatever. You got to know that. You've got to measure your own risk and make sure that you realize that what a sacrifice is, that you have no expectations of the work of others in your investment or getting something of super duper value in the future. That's what has always been said. That is what has always been done here. We've never stated otherwise. We have never said that you need to get into this. No, we say that these are valuable financial tools that the world needs. I don't know what the prices are going to be. Being an investor into these things, I'm hoping one day that there's going to be a big return on these investments, but that's my hopes. I'm not being guaranteed anything. Just like if I was to get into Coca-Cola or Berkshire Hathaway or any of that other stuff that's out there, there is no expectations. It's all on you when you do that stuff. So, all right, everybody. Good night. Thank you for coming. We'll see you all next week. And I'm hoping I can get me a burn it all in sometime, because I sure do like my cigars and hanging out with crypto bros and talking. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for coming.